Get started. Eileen, can you begin our reporting?
Recording started.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Ted Phillips. I'm the chair of the JEA Awards Committee, and I would like to call the April 3rd, 2024 meeting to order. We have a physical quorum present this morning, represented by myself, Ted Phillips, Jody Brooks, and Gary Baker is here for Ricky Harrison. Thank you, Gary. You're welcome. And thank you, Jody. OGC is represented by Rebecca Levy. Budget is represented by Stephanie Neely. Did we receive any public comment via email?
No public comment.
All right, we have no one here in person. Is there anyone on the call this morning from the public who would like to make a comment? If so, take yourself off mute and you have the floor. All right, hearing no one, we'll move on. On today's consent agenda, we have items 1 through 3. They have been approved by procurement, budget, OGC, legal, the business unit, VP and chief, and are ready for the awards committee approval. Before we take a vote on the consent agenda, would anyone like to move any of the items on the consent agenda to the regular agenda for discussion or deferral to another week?
I'd like to move number 2 to the regular agenda, please.
Okay, so we will move item number 2 of the consent agenda and make it item number 2 of the regular agenda. Is there any other items?
No other items.
All right, so I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second.
So that was Jody with the motion and Gary with the second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion is adopted. So we will move on to our regular agenda. So we have 2 items. Item number 1 is for Omni meter chambers. This is a single source bid for $4.7 million. So Joe, would you like to come on up to the table and kind of give us a little bit of, explain what these are. Okay. I think that was what got me confused, and that's why I have to move this to the regular agenda. And 2, why we needed to do a single source.
Right. So these chambers refer to the inner workings of large commercial meters. These are not your residential ones. These are much larger ones. They have a life expectancy of about 10 years, after which, this is my understanding, the business is also on the call and can clarify more of the technical aspects. But the chambers are really the moving parts of these meters that measure the flow rate. These could be replaced separately than the entire unit. So there's a benefit to only buying these chambers for maintenance purposes. The reason for the sole source is that obviously they only work in the original housing that they were designed for, which in this case happens to be Census branded Omni. Census is a company, and Omni is the brand meters that we're talking. We were spot buying these recently, and in consultation with the business, we saw that they had a need over the coming years for enough quantities to justify putting under contract.
How many are we buying?
It's on the back.
And is there a shelf life for these things? Yeah, I know that our program where you switch them out every 10 years.
That part if I can call on Brandon Cottrell, can explain that better in terms of the.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, just making sure everybody can hear me.
You're good.
Okay, good. So these chambers are in addition to what a project we ran in 2013 for large meter changeouts, which was part of a ongoing process that saved the company billions of gallons of water that was recovered by the changeout process. So the shelf life on them is 10 years. So right now we're looking at and I'm trying to pull up the original spreadsheet here. In the range of, I apologize, I should have had this up beforehand. But we're essentially going back and saving the overall infrastructure, replacement of a box, vault, meter valves, and so forth by replacing just the chamber and being able to keep the customer within water without providing an outage or a boil the water advisory. So what we're looking at currently is we have from 2010 to 2013, there was a total of 965 meters that were replaced that these chambers will be used for. And then overall in the entire process, where this bid will account for is there's 8,941 chambers that will be replaced over the period of the next 5 years.
So it's about 6,400 approximately.
So Brandon, in my non-technical terms, this is kind of like the gut of the meter that we're talking about, you know, and while it does have a life of 10 years, if it's 10 years of use, not 10
Yes.
years of it's not like milk. It doesn't spoil after 10 years. So I just want to make sure we're just clear on that. So.
Correct. This item is the actual cash register for the company. So this is the item that's accounting for all the usage that we have through our consumptive use permits and for the customer themselves. And this is what we bill for on a monthly basis. So when the battery goes out and it dies, we've been doing spot buys currently to kind of do preventive maintenance on it versus doing a holistic change out process of knowing that they're within the 10-year range that they've been in the ground and it's time for them to be replaced so that we do not have failure and lose revenue.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? I'm good. So I'd entertain a motion to approve regular agenda item number 1.
So moved.
Second.
So that was Gary with the motion and Jody with the second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion is adopted. So we will move to regular agenda item number 2, which is safety stock. So this is with Wesco. Jody, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, my question has to do with it looks like we went out for an invitation for bid and there are 3 bidders with various items and we're just awarding to Wesco for the 157 items at the $1.699 million. And then we're going to award later on to 2 other vendors, their low priced items, 60 items to Mallory and then 118 to Valen. I'm just curious why we're just bringing the Wesco contract versus all 3 of these. I recognize there's a write-up saying that we are going to, do informal contracts with Valen and Mallory with the, less than the 300,000. But the thing that jumped out at me this morning was that the Valen is, if we award all 118 items, it's 362,000. Why isn't the awards committee just approving all 3 of these contracts? Is my whole question today.
I heard somebody.
So we could do that, but our view is under the procurement code, we would just award those informally. And the Valen one, the way in the most recent P code, or it might have been 2 updates ago for the procurement code, the informal changed to where it's 300,000 for a specific project or purchase, or if it's a continuing buying situation, continuing services, it's 300,000 per fiscal year. So this whole 362,000 isn't going to be spent one fiscal year. It's spread out over the term of the contract. So that's what makes it informal.
All right, so those 2 are informal, but we wanted to present the results of the solicitation.
But again, we went out with a formal solicitation. We're going to be awarding to 3 different under this award option. But now we're splitting off the 2 to do informal. I guess I just don't quite understand. why we even need to do that, why we just don't approve the award to all three of these today and.
We certainly can.
And then-
Yes.
Hey, Rebecca, are you on the line? There she is. Go ahead,
I am
Rebecca.
here. So what I was going to say is, it's a little bit of a gray area in the procurement code, the distinction in this type of situation. But, there's certainly nothing stopping the awards committee from going ahead and, just issuing the approval for all three vendors. And in many ways, that's cleaner.
I would like to do that. You have any
and-
problems with that?
Is there any budgeting constraints? How?
Any issues from you on budget side, Stephanie?
She's shaking her head.
Okay, yeah. So, all right.
I'm sorry, no issues from budget.
Okay, well, let's do that, and then in the future, if we have another one of these pop up, which could or could not happen, we'll just approve all of them. Since if one's formal, we'll just make everything formal. I think that's
Yeah.
a good consistent way to go with. So I guess we would change this award to award both West Coast, Valen and
Mallory.
Mallory. Is that good enough for you guys for the minutes and all that stuff? Everybody understand what we're trying to do here? Okay. I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
So we have the motion by Jody, the second by Gary. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion is adopted. All right, so today we have approved the consent agenda, which was items 1 and 3. And then we had regular items 1 and 2. Is there any other business that needs to come before the awards committee this morning?
My only thing is that I will try to get better at looking at these before the day before.
That's all right.
And putting things on off the consent, and I apologize for my untimeliness on some bringing some of these things off consent and on the regular agenda, but I will get better, I promise.
Okay, I got 10:12, so I don't think we wasted very much time. So that's all right, no problem. So hearing that there's none other business, I will adjourn the April 3rd, 2025 awards committee. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.